Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Namebrand, and welcome back to another episode of Hypixel News. Guys, I know I may sound a little bit different today. I am actually losing my voice. My throat has been like super sore lately, so I apologize. Please bear with me. But with that aside, I do want to say before we get into today's video, I want to mention that everything that I say in this video is indeed facts and not opinion based. I do have proof and screenshots to back up what I am about to go over, and this video does include multiple sections and situations that have happened over time. At the very end of this video, there will be an interview with Lego Maestro's former staff / news reporters. And without further ado, guys, let's jump right into it. Now, obviously, Lego has been in a ton of trouble lately, just getting himself into various different situations, but this one probably is setting it over the edge. So these screenshots that you guys are about to see, all the credit goes to the Cavern guy. He did post these on Twitter, and all of these screenshots can be found on Lego Maestro's Discord server, according to him. Now, before I get into the screenshots, I do want to mention that Lego and I actually used to be decently close. Now, I wouldn't say that we were best friends or anything like that, but after the whole Hannah Rose situation, I did actually give him another chance, and we even collabed on a few news stories. Now, with that being said, obviously some other stuff came out, and he just continued to be the same person that he was, and we have obviously cut ties since then. Now, these screenshots are roughly from about 3 years ago, but I don't really care if they are from 3 years ago or even 10 years ago. What you're about to see is very disturbing. So there is a chat of Lego Maestro saying, "To give context, I give the cute girl role to every girl who sends / posts a selfie, so I can confirm that they aren't a trap. So even if you're 9, I'll still give you the cute girl role, no pedophilia involved." That's disgusting. That's pretty much saying that he will give a 9-year-old girl a cute girl role. This guy is 21, keep in mind. 21 years of age, and he is going to give a 9-year-old a cute girl role. How can no pedophilia be involved in that situation? But guys, it gets a lot worse. There actually is a chat message going around saying, "You're 15, so I mean," and then the person right below that then states, "No thanks," and Lego says that it is not that underage. Now, it has been confirmed from that victim that it is 100% a true chat statement. So guys, I don't know what in the actual hell is going on. Like, at this time, the time that this video is being recorded, Lego Maestro still has YouTube rank on Hypixel. I don't know how. I cannot answer that question. I don't think he should have Hypixel YouTube rank as of right now, but he unfortunately does. Now, I'm not even sure how these screenshots were, made over 3 years ago and they're just now being public or just now becoming a big deal. But I mean, again, it does not matter if they were 3 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever the case may be, guys. That is just simply illegal. Now, another topic I also want to mention is that Lego is also clickbaiting almost all of his titles. So if you guys take a look at this specific video, he posts at the very end of the title that Zyphalopagus is quitting. Now, if you watch Zyph's most recent video, he is not quitting. He is literally taking a week break or so. That is it. Which again, is not okay because he's clickbaiting these other content creators for just a few views. And this is not the only time that it has happened. If you guys know the Specular Potato situation that happened about a month ago, maybe a little over a month ago, Specular Potato simply asked Lego Maestro to not upload a video regarding the situation, and Lego unfortunately did not listen, and he still posted a video, which that's honestly just not okay. I mean, stuff like that cannot happen. It is 100% not worth throwing your content creator friends in a hole like that just to get a few views. Now, another big issue that Lego has been doing recently is he has been posting Technoblade in his thumbnail and titles simply for the views. If you guys take a look, in the past 11 days, he has had all of his uploads have the Technoblade image and Technoblade's name in the title. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say that he is just trying to give the news and, so on and so forth, simping for him, whatever. But honestly, I feel like it's definitely unnecessary. If you guys take a look at the specific video, it says Hypixel is ending hackers, Technoblade release tomorrow. So in my opinion, that video didn't really need to be made because a couple days later, he uploads another video saying Hypixel changing Technoblade merch release. Now, I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I just feel like that was 100% unnecessary, and it's very obvious on what he's uploading that he is trying to get views, which is very unfortunate to see. Now, you can also see in a couple other screenshots that I am going to show you guys that he is trying to get views out of the situation, and this is my proof to back it up. Now, someone in this Discord says last 3 videos really do be milking Techno for content in the thumbnail, and Lego replies saying about to be 4. Now, another source also replied underneath one of my tweets that Lego is replying saying, oh yeah, he's about to be in the 5th one, lol. So I don't understand what's really going on here. I mean, I do. I'm just kind of shocked. It's just very unfortunate to see in this situation. Now, what I went over today is honestly simply just a very little portion of what is going on, but something has got to be done with this situation, guys. This is absolutely not okay whatsoever. And it's just plain simply wrong. Now, with that being said, I am going to be doing an interview with some of Lego Maestro's former staff and news reporters. So without further ado, guys, enjoy the interview. Alright guys, so I am here with Bot, JD, Awesome MC. They were both actually co-owners of Lego Maestro's Discord. And I'm also here with Hypixel, Cringe, and Shashava. They were also heavily involved with Lego. Thanks guys for being on here. I appreciate it. So I just have a couple questions that I want to ask you guys. Feel free to answer however, whenever you guys want. So the first question is, how were you guys affiliated with Lego? Were you guys former staff, part of the news team, or anything else?
So I was co-owner. At first I was mod, and then admin. Like I just built up the ranks, and he gave me co-owner. But the thing with that is that I had to wager him for co-owner. And when he promised us though that we would get it, and we obviously got it, but I had to win a mini game. I don't know what mini game it was.
I was also co-owner. I feel like I was in the same situation. I forgot if I ended up wagering for it or not, but I also kind of built up the ranks over the years. I was staff for probably I think 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, me and JD were staff for about the same amount of time. JD's been banned a few times, but he's obviously changed. He's a good person. Nothing.
I was banned for just kind of mostly misunderstanding dramas, like 2
years ago. It was just a lot of misunderstanding.
Gotcha. So you guys were definitely like heavily involved with everything Lego did, pretty much. You were like his right hand.
I considered Lego one of my really good friends for a little bit, and I don't know if JD did, but
same. Like
we were pretty close.
We were all pretty close. We had a couple other people who aren't in this call or whatever, but we all kind of had like a friend group for like a very long time now.
I got you. Okay. And then, so has Lego like ever been creepy towards you guys or like anyone that you guys personally know? So
to me, there was one time when he was talking to me about Christianity and said he felt like, I feels wrong saying this. It felt like he said he wanted to like masturbate to hentai one time to me, and that was probably the creepiest thing he's ever said to me. And I was just like, okay, I am not that. I think when he said that, I was 14 or 15.
Oh wow!
And he knew that. He knew that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean I feel like that's, you know, if you do it on your own time, whatever. But I feel like that's not something you say to other people.
Yeah, and to personally my friends. It was mostly girls he was creepy to, obviously. And he never age check girls. He would just go in and just start flirting with them. He would call it flirting. And he would never check their age. And there was one instance where he went to this girl and started flirting with her, and she immediately goes, okay, age check, I'm 17. And he's like, oh, abort. Which is so like, why didn't you check before? Why did you just randomly start flirting with this girl that you just got into a call with? Like, you don't know them.
Right, yeah, no, I mean, I feel like that's, you know, I mean, it's whether you're talking to somebody in real life or through, like, the internet, I feel like that's one of the first things you do is ask their age, you know?
Yeah, because Lego is...
Okay, so I kind of want to add to, like, the whole thing. So, our friend group has seen, like, there's been people that always kind of hop in and out of our friend group. There's always been like usually like the main 4 of us or whatever. To me, it's usually been me, Bot, Lego, and then one other person who's not in the call. Right. But a couple people have hopped into the friend groups, including girls. And I feel like with some of these times, I feel like he has been pretty creepy. Sometimes he's tried to hit on like girls in our friend group that already have a boyfriend or is dating literally another person in our friend group. I've seen a few messages. I'm pretty sure he's DM'd me a couple times, like telling me to be quiet because he's watching girls play with their hair or whatever, like in call when we all have our cameras on. Kind of just things like that.
Right.
It's mostly little things, but like over time, it's kind of like, okay, like you gotta kind of chill.
And there was this one time I was in a call with someone who was definitely a minor, and we were about to call, but Lego wanted to talk to her, and she was like, "Can bot join?" Because like she just wanted me to join because it was weird.
Right.
And he stays muted the entire time. Screen shares something. I don't know what he was screen sharing. It wasn't important. But he turns his camera on, walks over to his couch, lays on his couch, looks at the camera, and just does that for like 10 minutes. And that was so weird.
Yeah, that would make me uncomfortable.
And we knew he could hear us. So we didn't know if we were able to talk.
Right.
If we were like, is he going to listen to what we're saying? Because this is weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Then he goes into his Discord and does that in a public channel, which was like, okay.
Huh.
So.
Yeah, and then that kind of actually brought me to another question I didn't plan on asking, but you said a lot of girls or a few girls were part of like the friend group with Lego. Did you guys like notice them getting any special treatment? Yes. When I say that, I mean like any extra perms or just in general like treated better than you guys?
Yes, all of the time. Because to get mod in the server, you had to be active and trusted. There was no applications. And we were pretty okay with that. Because it kind of made sense. Right. But the girls would take, I would say, 2 weeks to get mod. And for a normal person, for like a guy, it would take a month or two. Which was so weird.
In the early days, it took even longer than that. I'd say more like closer to like 5-6 months. Like early days, 3 years ago.
Compared to like 2 weeks? That's crazy.
Adding to that with him being creepy in general, what really needs stood out more is that he had or still has, I'm not sure. I was banned from the server. He has a cute girl role, or people who post a selfie of a girl. Oh, it's not. It doesn't exist anymore. But he wants to confirm that on trap. He and to quote. To give context, I give the cute girl role to every girl who sends/posts a selfie. So, in parentheses, so I can confirm they're on a trap wall. So even if you're 9, I'll still give you the cute girl role. No pedophilia involved. And then there's also a screenshot of him saying, you're 15, so I mean, the person going, no thanks. And then he just goes, not that underage. Which...
Yeah, and I tried finding context for that, because there was no context when I first saw the screenshot. But there was no, I couldn't not find context. And the thing they were talking about were lollies, which makes it so much worse. Because lollies is underage girls, or they look underage.
Right, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and if you guys are watching this part of the interview, you guys will already know I did mention those screenshots that Joshua was talking about. But, I mean, yeah, when I read those, being a dad myself, that made me very uncomfortable. I couldn't, let alone imagine like the dad of the 9-year-old that was being talked about. You know what I'm saying? Or if there was one in that instance.
It wasn't. That was just him. It was a 15-year-old.
Right. Yeah, correct.
Which he was, it was 3 years ago that he said that. So that would make him 18.
Mm-hmm. So he was still he was able to think for that. It's not like, oh, it was a kid making a mistake. He was 18. He was a legal adult.
Well, and it's one of those things where even if he was 17 and that let's say that girl's 15, he's 17, it's still illegal whenever he turns 18 for them to continue their relationship. At least in the United States, it is.
Yeah, and he lives in Texas, so.
Right.
And, what was I gonna say?
Yeah, there was an interview. Yeah,
the age of consent 16 in Texas, right?
It's 17.
Oh, 17. So even still, that's under it.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely.
There's no right way of that being good, and that's something. Oh, sorry.
I should probably add, Lego has said he's in Texas like publicly multiple times.
We're not doxing him or whatever. We are not doxing him. He has publicly said he lives in Texas.
thank you for clarifying that. I did not think about that, but he also was talking to a girl about bringing her to a concert that that was also about 15-14 range.
Yeah,
I remember that.
And the thing is, though, he never H-checked, like what I said before. He wouldn't. And it's like, why wouldn't you? You need to H-check before asking to bring people to these things.
Yep, absolutely, yeah, because I mean, you can get in some big legal trouble if you don't.
Wouldn't he also send just hearts and at like the end of his messages for some stuff?
Especially the girls,
like
yeah.
women,
Because a lot of the, you would just think, oh, he's sending a heart to be nice, but he didn't really send hearts to the dudes. He would send it to the girls.
I found a screenshot of to that girl.
And then my last question I have for you guys is what was a main reason or reasons for why you guys decided to cut ties with Lego?
He
He
cut ties with us. I wanted to point that out because he banned us.
Banned what? Oh, sorry. Can I explain this part? I think I can do it right.
Yeah.
What he basically did was some guy in a server who was brand new had asked about what was the whole controversy between him, and I'm explaining in the server. He makes up a rule about not talking about controversial subjects, which he is a news channel, and he has stated before that he wants to be a lot like Drama Alert, hence to how his thumbnails are and a bunch of clickbait. And what he has in that, I was still explaining it to that person. I get banned out of nowhere, and we started doing this by finally calling him out on everything. We tried to help him let it get fixed and all that. Over the years, it just all built up, and it was too much. And we start doing this. One of his moderators in the server was in the server, called us, told Lego all about it. I'm pretty sure everybody here in this call, except for about 2 of us who he had no idea about, are all banned from a server in about like a couple days.
Is that just because did he ever give you a reason as to why?
So I DM'd him on Twitter because he unfriended me on Discord, banned me obviously, and I DM'd him on Twitter because he still followed me, and I was like, hey, why did you ban me? And he was like, you know what you did. And I was like, I wanted to see if he would actually say it, and I was like, I'm sorry, but what are you talking about? He was like, your little project. And it was like, oh, okay, but you're still not really telling me. And who told you this? Because you're obviously not in the server.
Right.
And he wouldn't tell me who told us this until we saw that the person who told him was gloating in the Discord about banning all of us, who have been there way longer than him.
Okay, so I kind of want to add to more on my situation. So like before kind of all this happened, I feel like I was before all this happened, I feel like I was kind of the closest to him out of all of our current friend group, because I'm not gonna lie, over the last year and over kind of like quarantine and all that kind of stuff, we've all kind of grown and all that kind of stuff, and I feel like a lot of us have kind of drifted away from each other. So like over the past year, it's kind of been like dwindling, but I still have kind of stayed in contact or whatever.
Right.
And the thing is, so I ended up getting banned as well. And originally, I was never really involved in any of this. Obviously, I am now because I kind of got a little bit mad. But originally, I wasn't. I was kind of just asking what happened because, I take a nap. I wake up 2 hours later. Lego server is in full-on chaos. So I wanted to figure out what was going on. And so Lego unfriended me, blocked me on Discord or whatever. I did manage to reach out to him on Twitter. And here, I'm going to go and find the DM real fast. I'll send screenshots after the interview. But I asked why I was banned, and he said, I'm really sad you're involved, JD. You've been a really good friend. And I asked why I was involved, because at the time, I quite literally wasn't. Right. I was in this Discord asking that. And I explained it to him, and Lego's just like, I appreciate that. Thank you, or whatever. And I asked if I can be unbanned and refriended on Discord. He said I can't be unbanned, but possibly refriended. So I asked why I can't be unbanned, and then 5 minutes later, he blocks me on Twitter. And over the past couple of days, I've noticed he's blocked me on almost every social I ended up getting him on. He blocked me on Twitch, he blocked me on Snapchat, he banned me off his YouTube comments. I don't know what I did for the past few days. He's just completely cut ties with all of us.
Yeah, because the reason we wanted to make this was because, like, hey, this guy's actually not that good of a person. Because when he was started doing this, we were like 13, 14, 15, like in that age range, which we don't really know. And I feel like I was manipulated until I was able to think for myself. And when I started to, I could tell he was distancing himself from me because he was like, oh, this guy, he's disagreeing with me a lot. I gotta.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I've, seen firsthand myself from, starting what I'm doing that, I mean, it's been nothing but negative feedback from him and most of his fans, I should say. And I do want to point out, I did say this in the beginning of the video, but do not go and send hate to Lego. We're not here to sit here and bash the dude and send hate to him. We're literally here to state the facts and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead.
This is things personally. Personally, everything that I've said has happened to me or to one of my friends that told me and sent me screenshots of him being weird. And him like, I don't know how to like describe it. He's just weird. Like
I agree. I mean, and you guys would know firsthand with being the co-owners. Like I said, you guys were his right hand men. So if anybody would know, it would be you guys.
Yeah, and we also, I just want to add this. We worked for him me and JD worked for him for a pretty long time. I can't speak for JD, but I don't know if this happened. I never got paid. And I basically ran the server for 2 or 3 years. And he never mentioned me about payment. He never mentioned about payment. He never like came up with a suggestion. He just never asked about it. Because I don't know why. I never asked about it, which is my fault, I would say. But because at first I never expected it. But when I started running the server, I was like, okay, maybe I would like to get paid like a little bit because I'm doing a lot.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And me personally, with my Discord server almost having 1,000 members, it can get pretty active at times. So my admins personally won't accept anything from me, but there have been numerous times where I've offered payment, Lunar Cosmetics, Nitro, whatever the case may be. I mean, even PayPal, just to be like, hey, thank you. I mean, like I said, my admins won't take it, but I feel like that's just the right thing to do, especially when you are co-owner of a Discord server with someone that big of a content creator.
I feel like, I guess from my case, I feel like I don't really like expected payment. I didn't really think I really even should be paid. I was kind of just more like friends with him or whatever. I guess the only thing I can kind of add on to that is, I guess, so Lego kind of wanted some of the staff to start hosting events like in his Discord or whatever to, kind of get them more.
No, that wasn't Lego, that was me. I was the one who said we should start hosting events soon. Like,
I'm pretty sure events. Like Lego like agreed with it or whatever. But like I did start
just because someone else said it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
But I did start hosting like a little bit of events, and sometimes I would ask like Lego if he could like maybe like offer like a free like cape or whatever to see if I could get like a good event in his Discord going, just something to help at least a little bit.
Right.
Because for those events, it was usually me putting up the prizes. I usually put up like Nitro or like $5 PayPal or something for it. And I would sometimes ask for like capes or whatever, like, because Lunar, I'm pretty sure you can get like free capes for Lunar or whatever. And I kind of just got like no communication. It's not really something I'm mad about, but it's just like, I guess like on this topic, it's like,
Yeah, I had to pay for my own Lunar Cosmetics. I was in a call with him when I did it. And he gave other staff members, he paid them in Lunar Cosmetics. And they were not as old as me. Which I don't know if that means anything, but I feel like he was like, oh, if I give them this, they'll do more for me. But I don't think he had any bad intentions there. It was just like, why do I have to pay for your Lunar Cosmetics when they're getting it for free? And I'm doing I would personally say more amount of work.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely agree.
Going off what Bot said with him doing all the work, from me just being a normal member in there for a while, just one of the most active, he did a lot of work. Like, mostly because most of the admins and staff were off, and your sleep schedule must be terrible.
It is. No,
It
actually,
is.
it's fine.
I
No,
can
shut up.
confirm.
No, shut up.
I-
Shut up, JD.
I see you on a lot of the time, and you were always there to sort of stop stuff. And and especially when the first controversy with him happened, and you were basically the last staff left since he never did anything to help with it. All the doxing that happened there, which
Mhm.
wasn't that
was
confirmed to
awful.
be fake? Yeah.
The address that they gave was not his address,
Yeah.
thankfully. But I was locking every channel. I was doing all this stuff. I was just
Had to shut
making
down
sure
absolutely
people.
everything.
Yeah, we had to absolutely shut it down. Nothing we could do. And then this
Right.
is where I was like, okay, I think Lego needs to get called out a lot more for this, because this is not okay. Because I told him a few years before this happened, hey, you need to stop doing this with these girls, because you're gonna get in a lot of trouble, and it's just gonna come back and bite you. And he was like, okay, I'll definitely do that. Thank you for telling me. And then he keeps doing it, and that felt like so much betrayal. Like, okay, thanks for listening to me.
Right, absolutely. Well, do any of you guys have any last minute thoughts or anything before we wrap it up?
I
guess
would like
for-
to say. Oh, sorry, you can continue, JD.
I guess for one thing, I guess to kind of just like no hate to like Lego at all, just like coming from us or whatever, like genuinely no hate to him at all. I guess this is kind of just like some stuff we feel like should be kind of like public or whatever. Personally, I feel like with us, I guess personally with me, I don't really feel any bad intentions at all. Personally, I feel betrayed more than anything. But I mean, that's just kind of the end of it. But yeah, it's genuinely no hate to him, and especially nothing with like the other things like the doxing and all kind of stuff. That was just completely
That was
unacceptable.
awful. That was gross. I want to personally say something to Lego. If you're watching Lego, I want to say I'm very, very hurt that you did this. I'm hurt that you are lying to people, that not saying we are banned, that saying we're taking Thanksgiving break. You banned us. But I hope that after this you learn to become a better person. I know you're a religious man, and I hope God can help you in this. But in reality, you yourself need to help you in this, because you're the only person that has control of your life.
And I just want to say, I myself am a Christian, so Lego, again, if you are watching this, I will be praying for you. It's very unfortunate what happened. Part of me feels for you, and the other part of me is, I'm gonna word this as nicely as possible, really pissed off, really hurt. And you didn't even do anything to me. I can't, imagine how these guys feel that were actually directly affected. So I really hope you decide to figure out whatever you need to figure out with yourself, with Jesus, or whatever you need to do. Alrighty, thanks guys. I appreciate you being in
Thank
this
you for
voice
letting us
chat
do
with
this.
me. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Alrighty, have a good one.
Problem.